So for this project, we're going to start with a low fidelity wireframe and then finish the design. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to type out some text. So we have manage your dashboard, and I'm going to set this to a title 2, which is a 22 pixel font, regular weight, and I'm using Open Sans, which is from Google Font. So it is free to download. For now, we'll just stick that there. I'm going to hit T on the keyboard for my text tool again, and then I'm going to drag out a text area, and then I'm going to paste in some lorem ipsum. This is just gibberish text. It doesn't mean anything. So we're going to set that to the body text, which is a 17 pixel font, regular weight, and I'm also going to center line this and our title. I'm going to adjust the box so that it has the proper height, and we'll center these together. So I'm going to select the body text and hold Alt on the keyboard, and if I hover over my heading, I can see how many pixel distance is in between it. So I'm going to put that to 12. Next, I'm going to set the Manage Your Dashboard to black, and then for the body text, I'll set that to our 707070. I'm going to select both of these and hit Command G to group them together. I'm going to press E on the keyboard for the ellipse tool and hold Shift while I drag out. Over here, I'm going to select the lock icon so the aspect is locked, and let's set this to 7 pixels by 7 pixels. I'm going to remove the border and set this to our lightest gray color. I'm going to select it, hold Alt, and drag over to make a copy, and we'll just do 7 spacing. I'm going to select both and hit Command G, and then center them to the artboard. Next, I'm going to check the spacing, and we'll put this 30 below our body text. Down here at the bottom of the guide, I'm going to create a rectangle, and we'll just drag that over. We'll set this height to 60, so it's going to be a pretty large button. And I'm also going to round the corners, so for the border radius, we'll set that to 5 pixels. I'm going to uncheck the border, and we'll just set this to the gray. Inside of that, we're going to have some text, and this is just going to say next. I'm going to set that to our body text, so 17 pixels, and we'll change that to white so we can see it. I'm going to select that and then hold Shift and grab the rectangle, and we'll center that up inside of it. Next, we'll grab all of this and drop it down so it's about 60 from the top of the button. Next, we could drag in our status bar. I'll align this to the top and center it. Next, we need an illustration to go here. So before we do that, I'm going to double click on the artboard name, and we'll call this Wire. With that selected, I'm going to hit Command D to make a duplicate, and we'll call this Design. So now we're going to turn this simple and basic wireframe into a high fidelity actual finished prototype. So the first thing I'm going to do is select the button and change it to red. I'm then going to go into this grouping, select the first one and change it to red as well. So this is our first page, and then when we swipe over, it will change to the second one. And now we need an illustration. So we're going to go to Undraw. So on undraw.co, I'm going to select illustrations, and then we're going to search for dashboard. Next, I'm going to go back to my Adobe XD document, right click on a red and copy that color code. Back in Safari, we can go up here and select the color swatch, and then input our custom color code and select choose. I'm going to download this one. So I'm just going to click on it and download SVG, and then we'll do this one as well. So I'll just drag each one of those in from my downloads folder, and I'm just going to hold Shift and Alt and scale it way down. Going to make sure it's centered to the artboard. This is a good size, so the width is 354. We'll position that 45 pixels above the text. I think that looks pretty good for now. So next we need a second screen of this, so I'm going to select the design artboard and hit Command D to make a duplicate. And we'll just name this Design 2. And we'll delete this image and drag in the second one from our downloads folder. I'm just going to drag that in. And let's check the width on this, 354. We'll just copy that with Command or Control C. I'll select the lock to lock the aspect, and I'm also going to turn off responsive resize so that doesn't mess up anything, and then Command V. Same thing, 45 pixels. That'll work. To finish this, we just need to change the text. So the first one I'll change to promote growth. And then for the body, I'll just paste in some other random lorem ipsum. We also need to change our page. So let's change that to gray. And then on the second one, we'll set that to red. This is going to be the final page. So we're changing the text to create account. And one final thing we need is a back icon. So I'm gonna turn my grid back on and just type in back. We'll set this to subhead, which is 15 pixels. And I'm also gonna set this to this medium colored gray. And we'll just put that there. And we'll set this 70 pixels from the top of the design. Let's take a look, turn off the grid. And I'm gonna call that done. So now we've created our low fidelity wireframe. It was really simple because we don't have a lot of elements for this. And then we've created our high fidelity design. So now we're ready to switch over to the prototype tab where we're gonna create our first prototype using this design. So we'll do that in the next lesson. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Have a great day and I'll see you in the next one.